Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Minhajuddin Iman. My ID is 171151294. Today I talk about 3D computer graphics. 3D computer graphics are three-dimensional computer graphics in construct to 2D computer graphics. And 3D computer graphics that use a three-dimensional computer, a three-dimensional representation of geometric data, often Cartesian, that is stored in computer for the purpose of performing calculation and rendering 2D image. The result of image may be stored for viewing later, possibly as an animation or display in real time. In computer graphics, it is used in creation, manipulation, and storage of geometric object modeling and their image rendering. Display those images on screen or hard copy device. Image processing and other is the UI, haptics, and display visual representation. Some component of 3D some element of 3D component. 3D transformation. Geometric transformation and object modeling in 3D are extended from 2D method by including consideration for coordinate. Translation. A point is translated from p x y z to position p prime p x prime y prime z prime with matrix operation. Look, here we see that x prime y prime and z prime, x equal to x plus ty tx and y prime equal to y plus ty and z prime equal to z plus tz. Here in matrix we see that for x prime x value is 1 and for y value is for y prime y value is 1 and for z prime z value is 1 and other is 0 0. For rotation, positive rotation angles produce anti-clockwise rotation about a coordinate axis. For z-axis rotation, we have that z prime equal to z, then z prime value is 1, and x prime x-axis and y-axis value cos theta minus sin theta and sin theta cos theta in x-axis value and y-axis value. And the other is 0 0. For x-axis rotation, we see that x prime equal to x, so x prime value is 1 and other is 0 0. For y prime, y value is cos theta and z value is minus sin theta, and z prime z value y value is sin theta and z prime z value is cos theta, and other is 0 0. And suppose, and here y axis rotation we see that y prime value is y, so that's why y's value is 1, other is sin theta cos theta. We see that. This is my presentation, and thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Maria Sultaneke and my ID is 171151215. Now I am going to discuss about some elements of 3D components like 3D reflections and 3D sharing. So let's go. First of all, I discuss about 3D reflections. So what is reflections? Reflections is a kind of rotation and the angle of rotation is 180 degree. What is 3D reflections? 3D reflections can be done with respect to in different planes, and there are three types of planes: one xy, yz, and xz. In this slide we see that the xy planes, the transformations of a position p x y z, and y positions is negative and other positions is positive, so it is the 3D reflections. Similarly, as the reflections relative to yz plane and xz plane respectively. Now I'm going to discuss about the 3D share. So what is 3D share? 3D share, it is a technique to change the shape of an existing object in a 3D plane. There are three types of the 3D sharing. Transformation in z-axis, transformations in y-axis, and transformations in x-axis. How we can solve it is depends on which axis we sharing. For x corresponding, we can write s as y and s as z, and it is for matrix. Now we discuss about the 3D display methods. 3D graphics deals with generating and displaying three-dimensional objects in two-dimensional space. In addition to color and brightness, a 3D pixels adds a depth property that indicates where the points lies on the imaginary z-axis. To generate realistic pictures, we have to first set up a coordinate reference for camera. This coordinate reference defines the position and orientations for the plane of the camera. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is MD Al Muhammad Imran and my ID is 171151243. Now I am going to talking about a 3D display method. This method is this plane used to display a view of the object. Object and description has to transfer to the camera reference coordinates and projected onto the selected display plane. The next topic is parallel projection. Project point on the object surface along parallel lines onto the display plane. Parallel lines are still parallel after projection. It is used in engineering and architectural drawings. Views maintain relative proportions of the object. Now I am going to talking about perspective projection. Project point to the display plane along converging paths. This is the way that our eyes and camera lens form image, and so the display are more realistic. Parallel lines appear to converge to the distant point in the background. Distant objects appear smaller than objects closer to the viewing points. Thank you everyone, that's all of my topics.
Hello everyone, now I am going to present my presentation topics. Our presentation topics is 3D computer graphics and my part is depth queuing. What is depth queuing? To easily identify the front and back of display objects, depth information can be included using various methods, and a simple method, it is a method that to vary the intensity of objects according to their distance from the viewing position. That is, the closer to the viewing position that are displayed with the higher intensities and lines further away are displayed with the lower intensities. And you can ask where we use this application. It is used in the application of modeling the effect of the atmosphere of the pixel intensity of objects. More distant objects appear dimmer to us than nearer objects due to light scattering by dust, particles, smoke, etc. Next, I am going to describe about the use of visible line, surface and visible line and surface identification. It is used to highlight the visible lines or display them in different color and display non-visible lines as dashed lines. Next part is remove the non-visible lines. Thank you everyone. Our next member will be described about more. Thanks.
Assalamualaikum, I am Himu. My ID is 171151212. Now I am discussing the surface rendering, exploded and cutting views and the sophisticated views. First of all, I discuss the surface render. What is surface rendering? Surface rendering involves the careful collections of data to create and 3D objects. Then lighting conditions in the scene. Lighting conditions in the scene usually multiple components. There are three types of components such as diffuse, ambient and specular. Then assign the surface characteristics. Assign the surface characteristics involves the degree of the transparency. Then lighting specifications increase and the positions. Then surface properties. Surface properties that include how rough or how smooth the surface is. Now I am describe the exploded and cutting away views. What is exploded and cutting away views? Exploded and cutting away views is a diagrams that is the pictures and the technical views. How many pieces and make up the objects and how the type of pieces in this together to form it. Then to maintain the hierarchical structures and including the internal details. What is hierarchical structure? Hierarchical structures means the complex made up in the similars into these objects. Now these views show the internal structures and the relationships object of the parts. Now I am discuss the sophisticated views. What is sophisticated views? Sophisticated views is obtained to the 3D objects and describe the ability of a visual brain that registers scenes of and 3D objects. Now it has two scenes, one left eye and another right eye. These two view displays the alternative refresh cycle to refresh motions, and to this alternative refresh one lens is and the synchronize with motions refresh cycles. Now complete my parts.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammad Kamrul Hassan. My ID 171151275. Today I am describe about 3D object representation. A graphic sense contain many different kind of object, material and surfaces like trees, flower, rocks, water, wood planning, rubber, paper, plastic and cloth. First of all, polygon and quadric surface for simple Euclidean and polyhedron. Then spline surface and construction for curved surface, aircraft wings and gears. Procedure method, fractal for natural object, cloud and gears. Octet encoding for internal feature of object. Field of use in 3D object. 3D data acquisition and object reconstruction, 3D motion controller, 3D project on 2D plans, 3D reconstruction, 3D reconstruction from multiple images, 3D computer animation, computer vision, digital geometry, digital image processing, digital game development tools, game engine, video games, graphics, etc. Thank you.